Welcome to Leadership and Beyond, the podcast where we explore strategies and philosophies that empower leaders to excel and lead with purpose. At the heart of our discussions is the transformative Paint It Red philosophy, a unique approach to decision-making crafted by award-winning author Chris Ortiz. All content is created by Chris Ortiz and narrated by Logan Steele. Thanks for listening. Let's begin. Excerpt from Paint It Red, Make Better Decisions. Chapter 4. Leadership Styles, an analysis of micromanagers and elusive managers. Leadership styles profoundly influence workplace culture, team performance, and overall organizational success. Two extreme styles that often hinder progress are micromanagement and elusive management. While both challenge team morale and productivity, their impacts stem from contrasting behaviors. This article explores their differences, shared drawbacks, and how a balanced leadership approach informed by the process people product PPP model can mitigate their negative effects. Let's take a look at micromanagers. Micromanagers thrive on control, overseeing every aspect of their team's work to an excessive degree. They interfere in minute details, diminishing their team's sense of ownership and autonomy. This over-involvement typically stems from a lack of trust in the team's capabilities, an anxiety about achieving perfection, or a desire to maintain personal relevance in the workflow. Here is how a micromanager impacts the model. Processes. Micromanagers disrupt processes by inserting themselves unnecessarily into routine tasks. This not only causes inefficiencies but also creates bottlenecks, as team members must constantly seek approval. People. The people under micromanagers often feel stifled and demotivated. Their creativity and problem-solving capabilities are undermined because they are rarely given the freedom to make decisions. Product. The quality of output suffers due to slowed workflows and team burnout. Micromanagers often sacrifice strategic priorities by focusing too much on the granular aspects of execution. Now let's compare them to elusive managers. At the other extreme, elusive managers fail to provide sufficient guidance or involvement. They delegate excessively or avoid engagement altogether, leaving their teams to fend for themselves. While this might appear to foster autonomy, it often creates confusion, reduces accountability, and forces employees to fill the gaps with assumptions. Here is how an elusive manager impacts the model. Processes. Processes falter under elusive managers because there is no clear structure or direction. Employees may end up duplicating efforts or working at cross purposes due to the lack of oversight. People. The disengagement of elusive managers can lead to a breakdown in trust and morale. Team members feel unsupported and undervalued, which hampers innovation and reduces loyalty. Product. Without adequate leadership, the product suffers as teams struggle with inefficiency, miscommunication, and missed goals. Despite their differences, micromanagers and elusive managers share certain detrimental outcomes. Now here are 3 examples of how they are similar. Low morale. Both styles erode trust and confidence. Micromanagers make team members feel incompetent, while elusive managers make them feel abandoned. Inefficiency. Micromanagers slow workflows with excessive oversight, while elusive managers create delays by failing to provide clarity. Stagnation. Both styles stifle creativity and growth. Micromanagers by leaving no room for initiative, and elusive managers by offering no support or direction. Regardless of the leadership style, the process people product model, when done properly, can bridge the gap between the two. The ideal leader finds a middle ground between over-control and disengagement. A balanced leadership approach, guided by the process people product model, can address the shortcomings of both extremes. Here are some examples. Establish clear processes. Effective leaders develop processes that ensure consistency without unnecessary intervention. By setting clear guidelines and expectations, they provide a framework for autonomy while minimizing the risk of micromanagement or complete detachment. Invest in people. Empowering teams is crucial. This involves providing training, fostering ownership, and offering support when needed. Leaders who invest in their teams build a culture of trust, collaboration, and resilience. Focus on strategic priorities. Leaders should resist getting bogged down in operational details. By delegating routine tasks appropriately, they can focus on long-term objectives and organizational growth. Bridge the gap with communication. Transparency is key to avoiding the pitfalls of both styles. Leaders should engage in active listening, provide clear feedback, and foster open dialogue to align expectations with outcomes. Both micromanagers and elusive managers often operate based on feel, an instinctive but unbalanced approach to leadership. Moving toward the no requires self-awareness, a willingness to adapt, and the use of frameworks like the PPP model to guide actions. Here is how they can both shift. For micromanagers, recognizing when their involvement hinders rather than helps, and stepping back to allow the team to thrive independently. For elusive managers, realizing that their absence creates uncertainty and becoming more present to offer guidance and support. Micromanagement and elusive management represent two dysfunctional extremes of leadership. While the former stifles teams with excessive control, the latter leaves them adrift without guidance. Both styles create obstacles to achieving high-performing teams and successful outcomes. A balanced approach, informed by the PPP model, offers a roadmap for effective leadership. Through this balance, leaders transcend the limiting tendencies of micromanagement and elusiveness, driving productivity, morale, and long-term success. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Leadership and Beyond and joining me on this journey through the Paint It Red philosophy. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks again for listening. Until next time.